Rise and shine, Natasha.
You really ought to get your AC fixed, Stark. What's going on?
No idea. Jarvis, you up and at 'em? We need a status report.
Security override's coming online now, sir. I'll have an update for you in 40 seconds.
Perfect. When he comes to, tell him he lost another 80 years.
What happened?
No idea. Butler 5000 looking into it.
So, you did it.
You see? This is why we can't have nice things. Hang on, Jarvis, I'm rerouting voice modulation.
Easy, big guy. We're working on it.
No, it's Tony. Remember? We're Avengers together. Secret handshake and everything.
As I was saying, sir, it appears Loki and the Frost Giants have successfully invaded Manhattan. The current focus of the attack is Avengers Tower.
That here!
Sensors show Frost Giant activity throughout the building, with a large concentration around the lab.
Lab, huh? What's Loki want with Stark Tech?
It will not be something good, I assure you.
Maybe we should check in with S.H.I.E.L.D., see if they've learned anything.
I'm afraid that's quite impossible, sir. Avengers Tower is on auxiliary power only. Our outside communication has been severed.
I say we go in, Hulk is smashing, and see what these little imps are up to.
And welcome back to Disney Infinity 2.0. And it's been a long time since we did the Ultimate Spider-Man commentary, and this is the Marvel Superheroes playset and level missions from the same sort of thing. Now, if you remember way back, we could have Hulk and Iron Man go over and play in the in the Spider-Man level. In fact, we did the entire playthrough as Iron Man. This time, we're over here in the Marvel Superheroes area, so basically the Avengers. And so we're going to be the Falcon, and we're going to be the Falcon in his Captain America Winter Soldier appearance.
Now arriving at the laboratory level.
So hopefully we'll have Sam Wilson save the day.
Frost Giants are in several locations throughout the tower.
Of course, you saw in the opening that we've had some freezing problems. Iron Man and Black Widow were the first characters introduced in that opening because they were the characters who came with this particular play piece. So if all you had was the base starter set for Marvel Superheroes under Disney Infinity, then the only characters you would end up with, or you would have, would be Iron Man and Black Widow, and given how overpowered, well, not overpowered, but given how easy to use Iron Man is, that's not a bad group to use. You'd have to buy additional figures to get Hawkeye, Hulk, and Captain America, and the additional character they did obviously wasn't in that scene right here is Sam Wilson the Falcon. One of the sort of unfortunate things about Disney Infinity is that there isn't a lot of this is basically a tutorial area, just in case you're trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing. One thing about Disney Infinity is there unfortunately is not a lot of interactivity in the content that Disney itself authorized for the game. So, you know, it would make sense for every Spider-Man character from the Ultimate Spider-Man playset and every Avengers character to be usable here in both playsets, and this is not the case. And I think it's a missed opportunity. Particularly, I think Spider-Man should have been usable in both sets. As far as, you know, who else they decided to cross over, not a big deal to me. Now, it's true that if you take the time and build your own levels and stuff, you can have anybody go into those levels, and they can be themed just about any way you want. But that's a lot more effort than I ever really put into this game. So right now we're running around as Falcon, and we're killing frost giants because Loki's decided to use frost giants to freeze the city, take over the world, something like that. If you remember my playthrough of the Ultimate Spider-Man map and using Iron Man, you can see that some of Falcon's abilities are very similar to Iron Man's, in the sense that Falcon has a distance attack. You saw us pounding people with those red missiles earlier. He also has this melee attack. And I think another problem that Disney Infinity sort of ran into is that the idea that they needed to make every character unique, but at the same time, all the characters have to be able to, in some way, interact with the level, because you may bring any character in as far as they're aware.
Using the appropriate access panel.
So
the laser defense for this area can be turned off.
one of the things I found in playing as Falcon is that it did seem like I was sort of just redoing a lot of my Iron Man run in the some of the same tricks worked, but this is but I really didn't. There were only certain characters that I kind of wanted to have around, and Sam Wilson was one of those. So anyway, so yeah, so here we are. All right, so now we're going in here, and we've got again the sort of opening shoulder rockets. I mean, I'm not really sure how to describe these things. And I have no, maybe this would make, oop, and then we died. So falling through that hole in the middle of the floor, bad idea. Don't do that.
I'll fight if I have to.
We've got that going on, and right at the moment we're fighting basically the same sorts of variations of frost giants. When we were in the Spider-Man level pack, you know, everything was pretty much symbiotes, and I think there were some mechanical drones and things. Here we're going to be mostly fighting frost giants. Although we will start to run into some other enemies too as we advance further on in. But right now we're just kind of making our way through Stark Tower. Okay. So I'm just going to hold them off here. And you can see it. These little shooters aren't as powerful as probably they can get later. The difference between my Sam Wilson character here and my Iron Man character from the earlier playthrough is the Iron Man character from the earlier playthrough I had purchased online, and so it already had some levels, and so it made things a ton easier because the game wasn't expecting your character to necessarily be leveled that high. Here, Sam Wilson's at level 1, or level 3, I think. So it's going to be a while before we become as overpowered as we might have been in the previous playthrough. And even then, that doesn't necessarily mean I know what I'm doing. I guess I don't know how appropriate it is that I'm finally getting around to uploading this now. Sam Wilson's currently non-existent in the MCU, having been, well, having been lost at the end of Avengers Infinity War along with everybody else. And evidently not knowing how to throw boxes. A lot of people are anticipating everybody to come back in the fourth Avengers movie, and I think it's pretty obvious that at least the people infected by the snap are going to have that happen. We've already seen trailers for a new Spider-Man movie, Far From Home, which hasn't been advertised as a dream sequence. So, you know, but so I think we can expect a return of the Falcon. The question is that what does Marvel want the Falcon to do exactly?
Remove the arc reactor from the power core. Explosion is imminent.
I don't think they've ever had a really good answer for this. He's just sort of been the third wheel to either Cap and Bucky or Cap and Black Widow. I mean, he got his most action in Captain America: The Winter Soldier when he was introduced. And in the comics, he actually became Captain America, or assumed the mantle of Captain America for a brief period of time, which is now currently over. He's back to being the Falcon. And because he was the first African American superhero, I think his character got a lot more play when Marvel was looking for ways to diversify things. Like, he was a major character in the little superhero squad cartoon, which came out just as the MCU was getting underway, and really a couple of years before Sam Wilson was due to appear in any Marvel movie. Okay, so we defeated all the characters around the arc reactor, and so now
the core has been successfully stabilized. The lab seems to be intact. The arc reactor technology has been removed.
Okay. So now we've stabilized it. And they're running away. So now it's time for us to leave the inner confines of Stark Tower. But my point is that I don't know what the next movie you'll see Sam Wilson in will be. I mean, outside of however they bring him back in Avengers 4. So with that, I'll leave you with this closing cutscene, and I'll see you guys next time. And then I lied.
Welcome to the fight, Avengers. Loki's little band of bullies is wreaking havoc on the city, so we could use your help. To help speed things along, S.H.I.E.L.D.'s granted you clearance to use their new prototype motorcycle.
Twice.
Drive the motorcycle to my location. Once S.H.I.E.L.D.'s satisfied you know what you're doing, it's yours to keep.
All right, so yeah, now that one of the things about this, that was Samuel L. Jackson's voice doing the Nick Fury clips in this playset. He does